The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversations and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now, here's your hosts Frank Allan and Brian Camp.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones. Here we are once again. It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning at 1 a.m. in London, 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 10 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. In that case, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. I'm glad all of you have decided to join us for this day. The name of the show is called Talk Back Live, and we're going to be with you for a whole full hour. And we're coming to you live from New York City. That's where we originate. But we don't stop there because we take this show all around the world. It's global. And anywhere you go, as long as there's a lot of good Wi-Fi and hotspots, you can watch the show anywhere you want. And of course, you can tell your family and friends about it, let them in on the action so they can be part of us as well. We're going to be here with a lot of great talk, and we want to get all of you involved in the show. And that means that if you have a computer, you're watching us on that, be it laptop or desktop, either your telephone or even your tablet. You could type in with your keyboard, just stroke those babies and let us know what's happening. And we'll see you right there on the big screen. That's right. And we will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. You know, that's what the show is all about. Basically, free exchange of ideas and of opinions. And you have them, I have them, we all have them, and we want to hear them. We want to thank all of you guys who've been with us for all of these years. Thank you, because we have to thank you for that each week. I know that you hear it all the time, but sincerely, we really want to thank you for being along with us. Now, with that being said, I know there's a lot of new people possibly watching us right now for the very first time. So let me give you a little indication on what this show is all about and how we work it. Well, as the host of the show, I'm doing what I'm doing now. I'm getting things started. And I could throw out some kind of conversation that you could linger on for just a moment, but we don't have to linger on it for a whole full hour. That's where you come in, because anytime, at any time, even right now as we speak, if there's anything that you want to say, just type it right there and we'll see you, and then we'll linger on it, because if it's important to you, it's important to us. And you ought to know that we come on 2 different platforms. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. Either one of those platforms will get you there. So there you have all of that information. And we hope that you'll be able to stay with us for the whole full hour. If you can't, whatever time you could spend with us, we really would appreciate it. Yes, it is Thursday, and we got so many things to talk about, a lot of things to do today. So we want all of you guys involved. And again, if you're watching us from work, you could be at home or any place. We thank you for being with us. And of course, we've got a lot of, as I said, we got a lot of good things in store for you. So we want you to stay with us, get involved. Let us know where you are. Let us know what you're doing. And when you come in, please keep in mind, too, that even if you want to conversate with us, that's good. But a lot of people don't. And if you're here for the first time, we know you may have some reservations about someone calling you out, because we do see you when you come in. We do see you, but we will not acknowledge you unless, of course, you want to say something first. All right. And we do that only because we respect the privacy of other people. A lot of you people coming in, we respect your privacy. And we want you to know, of course, that at any time at all, you can speak, but you may want to sit back, relax, and watch the show. And I hope that while you're watching the show, you have plans to stay with us for a whole full hour. Okay? So there you go. You have all of that. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talk Back Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of YouTube, Facebook, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. So we've got that all out of the way because the reason why we do that disclaimer is because we want to own up to everything that we say. Not that we're going to say anything crazy or outrageous, because this is a family show and we like to keep it that way. But those of you who are under 18, make sure that your parents are watching with you. Make sure that they're right there. You have to be 18 and over to be on the internet, or you should be anyway. So we got all of that going. Well, here we are. Later on in the program, we've got this little laundry list that I always have, which I call This Day in History. Now, a lot of things that happen on this day in history we're going to be talking about, and a whole laundry list of it, and that's coming up. And also, later on in the program, I have those movies. Now, I have a lot of movies. Now, I have a lot today. And of course, the weekend is coming up, and part of the weekend, a lot of you people would like to just sit back, relax after you work a hard day's work all week, and of course, you want to sit back, relax, and enjoy. We've got those movies for you. Now, some of these movies are classic. They're coming out of the vault of Turner Classic Movies, and some are black and white, and some are in color. And as I said, the weekend is certainly a good time. Certainly a good time to catch up on some of those old movies. So we got all of that coming for you. Brian is coming on with sports. As a matter of fact, Brian is my co-host on the show. He's my co-host, and he's coming on the show, and he's going to help us out with the show. Now, here we are. We're celebrating all month long. Here we are. It's Thursday, and it's February, and it's the 12th day of February. And which reminds me to tell you that you have a long weekend coming up, because come Monday is celebrating President's Day. For some of you who may be off and may have to work, some may have to work, it's okay. But for the majority of the people, you may have that luxury of taking the whole weekend off. It's a long weekend. But keep in mind, after that long weekend, you have a short week coming back. So we're looking forward to that. And February, we're also celebrating Black History Month. And of course, we celebrate all of the people who made great achievements, African Americans who made great achievement all month long. We'll be talking about Black History Month. And if there's anything that you want to talk about relating to Black history, please do. Please do. We look forward to that. And whatever you know or whatever you want to contribute, it's out there. Again, use your keyboard on your computer, on your telephone, on your tablet, and we could discuss it all together. So all month long, it's Black History Month, and we'll be talking more about that as the show goes along as well. Also, we have National Cancer Prevention Month. Now, as I always say, cancer is cancer. Cancer is cancer. And no matter whether it's prostate cancer for the men, breast cancer for the women, or colon cancer for both parties, cancer is cancer. And what you want to do is try to, prolong the possibility of developing cancer. And some people could go through life without any illness like that at all. God bless you. But those who have hit that stage, keep in mind that it is no longer a death sentence like it used to be. No longer a death sentence. So we keep it. And if you want to talk more about that, I can tell you more about that, because I'm a cancer survivor myself. So if you have any questions on that. Also, it's Chinese New Year, the Lunar Year. And of course, all month long we'll be celebrating that. I'm pretty sure it came by, but all month long we'll be talking about it too. It's also National Heart Month, which falls into the category of health. So we got all of that going for us. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, here's my co-host, Brian Camp. He's here with us, coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And Brian, we've got a lot of things to talk about, so we're going to get right through it right throughout the program. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Sorry, I had to take care of some last minute paperwork that I had to get out. The last 2 days have been very busy, nothing to do with sports, but I had to take care of three doctor's appointments. I like to schedule all my doctor's appointments in one day. I don't want to spread them out. I like to,
Yeah.
make a full day of doctor's appointments. I had to take care of some paperwork and Xerox them and send them out through emails and everything. So, but I'm here. I am here, and yeah, there's a lot of things to talk about. So yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
And I must say that Brian has sports coming along. He'll be doing sports, and that's coming up in just a few minutes. How's it going in Charlotte, North Carolina, as far as your weather's concerned? Because we're starting to warm up over here.
Oh,
I mean,
yesterday was
oh,
wonderful. We had 70
yeah.
degrees yesterday.
Mhm.
Uh, um, the high was 70, 72, 72, something like that. Yesterday, today, little chilly. High was 56, but it was still better than it was in previous weeks and everything. So I could tell you that much and everything. So we're doing okay, it's just this is winter, so we have to realize that when it's cold, it's going to get cold. We're just not used to it being this cold. I know some parts of the country in the United States will have winter, but then you have frigid winter. Um,
Yeah.
in some places it was colder than Alaska, believe it or not. Alaska's known to be a very cold state, but we're doing fine over here, so we're doing fine.
We just wrapped up the deep freeze, so we're back to normal.
Great.
I still didn't hit the gym yet, but I will be doing that tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, so I want to get at
Yeah.
least one day out of this week in there because the temperatures are gonna be a little warmer than it has been. I think we're gonna hit around 30 degrees, which is still cold, but it's not
Yeah.
frigid. It's not biting cold because we had that dangerous cold weather. I mean,
Hmm.
dangerous. I mean, last Saturday.
Right.
I took a chance of going out. I knew it was cold,
Hmm.
but there were a couple of things I had to do. So, and sometimes you have to do that, whether it's cold or not. And I went out there and I rushed and did whatever I had to do, and I came back, and that was the end of it. I said no more, and the whole weekend,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
was to the gym Monday and Wednesday. I go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I went Monday, I went Wednesday, and I'm going tomorrow before I go to the school and everything. So yeah, it's you got to get your exercise in. That's a must. You have to get your exercise in. And there are days where I drag myself that I don't feel like going, but I that's when you fight. That's when you fight and your determination is that you want to go. Yeah.
The best part of working out is finishing, completing.
That's true because there's something about when you do complete your exercise, you feel good. You actually
Yeah,
feel good and everything. It's
yeah,
just getting there is the hardest part. So,
yeah, yeah. When that alarm clock goes off, you see, I'm a morning person.
yeah.
So I like to get whatever I do, I like to get things out of the way, totally out of the way, everything out of the way. And I have this little schedule that I do. I wake up early in the morning and around 4 o'clock, I sit back and relax. I do what I call my afternoon siesta.
Hmm.
So I lay there for about an hour, close my eyes for about an hour and then get up again, because I want to get the overnight sleep. I don't want to blow that because if you lay down too long, you'll never sleep at night. So yeah.
Hmm.
And so tomorrow I'm gonna get up. I don't know, it's gonna be a little struggle doing it because I haven't done it for a while since this weather was so cold. But it's gonna
Hmm.
be a little struggle doing it, getting out there and heading off to the gym. But I'm
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, you got sports coming up in just a few minutes. And then later on, you're going to hit us with a little Black History moment because I know you have that. And we're going to be talking about that all month long,
Yes.
whatever it is. And people who are watching, if you have any comments to say about that or anything at all, just let us know. You have a computer, right? And everyone
Yes.
has a computer,
Mhm.
and all you have to do is use those things with the letters and the numbers, what they call a keyboard, right?
Yes.
Uh, that used to be known as a typewriter a long time ago. Remember the typewriter? Now the kid,
Ding. Ding. Yeah.
yeah, the kids don't know what a typewriter is because they were born in this high tech world. Uh, and I got to tell you, a lot of the kids that are born today, they came just in time for this high tech world, including AI. You
That's
know,
right.
and AI, you could make anything possible.
That's
You
right.
know,
Absolutely.
but just keep in mind, boys and girls, if you're going to work in AI, do something positive with it, because a lot of people are afraid of it. Which I don't think in my mind that anyone should be afraid of AI, because it's always been around. Believe it or not, it's always been around. It's
Yeah.
just that we have just today. It's just that we have more sophisticated apps online, and AI does the work for you. You don't have to do much on AI. But when we were doing AI in the early days, we have to do everything from scratch by hand. You know,
Yeah. In the old days, we had encyclopedias. Now
yeah,
we have Google.
yeah, yeah. There you go. And people don't go to the library anymore, which I
Nope.
still do. You
Hmm.
know, you want to take out books, but people get books online, whatever.
That's right.
Anyway, what's happening in the sports world?
Well, congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks, who are the Super
Yeah.
Bowl champions, 29-13. This is for the second time in franchise history. They are Super Bowl champions in Super Bowl 60. Running back Kenneth Walker, the third, rushed for 135 yards, averaging 5.0 yards per carry, earning him Super Bowl MVP. I didn't have a big dog in the race. Didn't really have anybody I was going to root for, but 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 Seattle was the big dog though. They put on a masterpiece of defense and they just New England made it interesting at the end, towards the end of the game, but the game was really well in hand throughout the whole time. As you know, the controversy with a big bunny and bad bunny, kudos to him. Kudos to him. I say it, kudos to him. For some of you that were complaining about, I didn't understand what he was talking about. He was sending a message. He was performing for the culture of Puerto Rico and Latin countries. Okay? Sometimes you have to sit back and just listen and watch. You don't have to know what they were. If that's the case, you should have put on your closed caption. If you would have put on your closed caption, maybe you could see the words translate into English. I didn't do that. I just wanted to learn about culture, and he did a wonderful job. Stop nitpicking on this. You really have to stop this here. We are so, this country, I'm a proud American, I'm not complaining, but this country is so um picky about little things. Go back to our history and see how it was reversed. Leave my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters alone. It was an excellent performance. I love the energy. I love the energy of how that halftime show was. Was it the best? No. Did you understand it? If you look closely, you would understand it. It was about culture. Did it send a message? Yes, it did. And it was a strong message too. How dare that person that resides at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C., complain and bitch about it? Excuse the language. Hope I don't get fined. But yes, he did bitch about it. And why? Because you didn't like it. It was the most disgusting. No, no, sir. Stop it. If that's the
Well,
case, open up those Epstein files so that we can find out what's in those Epstein files. And instead of you complaining about a halftime show,
the bitch that was bitching about it, uh, the reason why he was bitching about it, he wanted to be there, but he didn't go. He made the announcement that he wasn't going to show up to Super Bowl. Oh, I am so hurt. I am so
oh,
hurt.
we're sorry we missed you. Are you?
Man, I
Oh,
was so hurt. But he was afraid
maybe
because he's going to
next
get
year.
booed. Oh, man. Man.
But again, congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. In the NBA All-Star Weekend is here. It starts tonight, believe it or not, February 13th to the 15th, 2026, at Intuit's Dome. That's in Inglewood, California, with a home of the Los Angeles Clippers. Our performance on Friday night will be Ludacris. Saturday will be Shabuzi. And Thursday, which is tonight, is the celebrity game. Sunday will be the All-Star, the 75th All-Star game that you can see, catch all of that on NBC Peacock. The WNBA, after a 3-hour meeting this week at the NBA offices, the WNBA Players Association, that's their union, left with the understanding that it would soon have a new proposal on a collective bargain agreement. This ended a more than of a 6-week wait from the WNBA Players Association for a counter of its last offer. Now, the union says it's a significant work remains to be done. So nothing is etched in stone yet that they will come to agreement, but at least they're getting at the table to talk. But as to what I'm understanding, they're not close to it yet, but at least they're talking. Major League Baseball, here we go again. Here we go again. A jury found former Major League Baseball outfielder Yasser Pugh guilty of obstruction of justice and lying to federal officials investigating an illegal gambling operation. Pugh now faces 20 years in federal prison and is scheduled to be sentenced May 26. You better appeal that, because if you don't, you're going straight to the slammer and you'll face 20 years. You better appeal it. But here we go again. Now, this is a former player, former Dodger. And when he was playing, he was a sensational player, but got caught. You get caught in the cookie jar, that's it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. This thing in sports, February 12th, 1920, the National League votes 6-2 for a single Major League Baseball commissioner. Now, the American League votes to keep a group of commissioners. So that's where the thing originally started, where they could have one commissioner or a group. The National League voted 6-2 to have a single, one person. 1937, the Cleveland, now they call the LA Rams, but at that time it was the Cleveland Rams. This is in 1937, granted an NFL franchise. 1958, Bill Russell grabs 41 rebounds to beat the Syracuse Nationals 119-101. Check this out. 2 years later, 1960, Bill Russell again. This time he grabbed 40 rebounds to beat the Philadelphia Warriors 136-125. What was happening in those days? That there were some bad shooters, that Bill Russell was getting all the rebounds. You can't put the ball in the bucket. Well, apparently you could either say it's a combination of bad shooting or excellent, great defense. 2023, Rihanna performs a halftime show at the Super Bowl in Glendale, Arizona. 2023, Super Bowl 58, State Farm Stadium, Kansas City beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and Patrick Mahomes was Super Bowl MVP. Birthdays on this date, 1918, Dom DiMaggio, the brother of the great Joe DiMaggio, Major League Baseball center fielder, 7-time All-Star, played for the Boston Red Sox, was born in San Francisco, California. 1926, Joe Garagio, didn't mean to swing. That was his favorite slogan back in those days. Major League Baseball catcher and sportscaster from WMOX NBC, was born in St. Louis, Missouri. 1934, we talked about this man just a little while ago. Happy birthday to the late Bill Russell, NBA Center Hall of Famer, 5-time MVP, 12-time NBA champion, and 11-time champion, was born in West Monroe, Louisiana. 1945, Don Wilson, Major League Baseball pitcher, 2-time no-hitter for the Houston Astros, was born in Monroe, Louisiana. Well, Bill Russell was born in West Monroe. Don Wilson was born in Monroe, Louisiana. And who else we got? 1955, happy birthday, Chet Lemon, Major League Baseball outfielder, 1984 World Series champions with the Detroit Tigers, was born in Jackson, Mississippi. In 1963, happy birthday to Brett Jones, NFL Hall of Famer tight end, three-time Super Bowl champion for the San Francisco 49ers, was born in Santa Clara, California. That's where they just had the Super Bowl. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
I want to linger on that Bad Bunny concert halftime Super Bowl. First of all, I want to say that I checked the statistics that the Bad Bunny concert halftime generated more ratings than the football game itself. Did you realize that?
You know what? I'm not surprised. I'm glad. I'm glad you gave me that information. I'm not surprised because let's be honest now. A lot of people wanted to tune in just to tune in to see the political part of it. You know, it was building up before he was coming on to perform at halftime. He's the first. Let me get this straight now. He was the first Puerto Rican Latino born to ever to perform in a Super Bowl for halftime. Now, I asked one of my coworkers who is Puerto Rican, and she told me, said, Mr. Camp, you got to understand. I said, I'm trying to understand. I thought Jennifer Lopez. So she said to me, you got to understand, Jennifer Lopez was born in the States.
Mm-hmm.
So they call them New York Ricans. They don't call them Puerto Ricans, and they're very serious about that. If you're not originally from the homeland, that means you're 100% Puerto Rican. But if you're born in the Bronx or in New York, you call a New York Rican. So Jennifer Lopez, so I was educated right then and there. So Jennifer Lopez was born in the Bronx, as you know, Jenny from the block, and Bad Bunny was born in Puerto Rico, in the native land of Puerto Rico. So. Yeah.
You know, he did. Listen, I enjoyed the music. I enjoy what he was doing. I don't speak Spanish except for a few words you can understand. You know, I think everyone who are not speaking Spanish fluently, but they understand some words and you can get it. But the message was in the music, and you kind of got it. They by showing what he was doing at the concert, going going to the bodega, getting ices, giving that little kid the trophy. You got what he was saying. You have to understand the native tongue, but you got what they were saying. You got it.
Yes, and that's the message I'm trying to bring across. That's exactly what you're 100% right with the dominoes and the hats. I was watching The View. Why they wear the hats in the cornfields? It's culture.
Yeah,
it's culture.
And the couple that got married,
that was real too.
Was it real?
Was real. Yes, I found out that he had asked them to come into the video, to come at halftime, for them to put that on because he wanted everything to be authentic. And they really worked, they really did get married on that platform. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. They didn't mention that at the game, and the announcers didn't mention that.
Not. Oh no, America would not go for that. Oh, are you kidding me? America got their hands full. America got their hands full with this here Bondi lady that's getting drilled by the Democrats and everything on the news and everything. Oh no, America.
We're going to talk. We're going to talk about her a little later on. Don't get me started right now, but I'm going to talk. But Bad Bunny, people got to remember something. I want everyone to understand something. That Bad Bunny was asked by the NFL to do the halftime. He didn't audition. He was asked to do it.
That's right.
So what is the problem with those people at Fox and the White House and all of these people talking about, if you didn't like it, why did you turn it on in the first place?
Exactly.
Or if you wanted to see the football game, turn off the halftime game. The halftime games are only no longer than 17 minutes, no longer. 15, 10,
Man,
not even,
yeah.
maybe even 10 minutes.
Well, the Super Bowl, you get a longer halftime for the players. It's a longer halftime because there's money involved for people like
Yeah,
Bad Bunny that had to come on there and other
yeah,
performers in the past. So the
yeah.
halftime is like basically 20 minutes or so,
Mm-hmm.
so it's usually like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but it's a lot longer and everything.
Mm-hmm. And I want to give props to Brandy Carlisle and Charlie Puth. They did a
That's
good
right.
job. They one did America the Beautiful and the national anthem. So kudos to them as well. Um, there you go.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's right.
Anyway, in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. And if, of course, you have any kind of rebuttal or any form of expression that you want to express to us, feel free. Just type it in there. We'll see you right there. And we'll let you have the floor because that's what the show is all about, free exchange of ideas and of opinions. We're going to be here until the top of the hour. We got a half hour to go. So stay with us. Tell your family and friends. And please take the time out to, if you're on the YouTube channel right now, take the time out to subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't cost just a little bit of your time to click on where it says subscribe. You see it right there. And that'll give you the opportunity to know once you have done that, that whenever we come on live and you're online and you just happen to forget about the show, an instant message will pop up letting you know that we're on the air. Now, when we're not on the air and something pops up, that means there's some kind of activity going on, and you could still click onto it and find out what it is. And so you do that. So, and if you guys are watching us on Facebook right now, you don't have to do it right now. Wait till we come off the air, and then you go over to my YouTube channel and click onto it, subscribe to it. We need all the help we can get. So, Brian, we've got this is Black History Month, so I think you're going to let
Yes,
us
I'm
know
going to
what's
give you
happening.
two things right quick. One is sports and one is non-sports, but this one fits perfectly to the request from last week. But I'm going to do something for Black History right now that's non-sports, which is so ironic that today is the birthday of Abraham Lincoln, February 12th. Now, as part of the celebration of Abraham Lincoln's birthday on February 12th, 1900, Lift Every Voice and Sing was the first publicity performed by 500 children at the Stanton School in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, the school principal was James Weldon Johnson, who wrote the words, and Johnson's brother, Rosamond, set them to music. So one brother wrote the words, the other brother put it into music play. Now I did this here some years back as a Black History moment in the church that I used to attend in Brooklyn. Now the children continued to sing the song, popularizing it for our generations to come. Later, the National Association of the Advancement of Colored People, which is the double is the NAACP, adopted the song as the Black National Anthem. Now, if you remember, it was sung by I forgot the lady's name who sung it at the Super Bowl. She's an
I
actress.
know Kim West. I know Kim Weston did it. She
Yeah,
recorded it for
right.
Motown.
Uh-huh. And it's calling the earth and heaven to ring with the harmonies of liberty. Those are some of the lyrics spoke out against racism and the Jim Crow laws, and especially the huge number of lynchings and accompany the rise of the Klan, of the Ku Klux Klan in the turn of the century, becoming a powerful anthem of Black perseverance, and hope against oppression, later adopted by the NAACP and the central of the civil rights movement, earning its title as the Black National Anthem. As Dr. Martin Luther King used to sing this song all the time during the time of his movement with to lift every voice and sing. Now, here's some notes. By the 1920s, copies of Lift Every Voice and Sing could be found in black churches across the country, often passed it into hymns in the hymn books. The words to the poem song and another poem by Johnson, who read on the Civil Rights Movement website. Spread and significance, the students carried the song to other schools, and it spread rapidly, becoming a beloved spiritual and rallying cry within the black communities. Now, capturing themes of pain, resilience, and faith, the NAACP adoption. It was adopted by the NAACP as its official song, like I just said, becoming a rallying cry during the civil rights movements. Now, the themes, the lyrics move from lamenting past suffering, story, the road we trod. The expression hope for a brand new day, incorporating themes of liberty, faith, endurance, struggle, reasonable globally. Now, this song is very dear to me. I get, when I'm in church and they do play this song, it's very emotional to me because of the lyrics and because of the history of blacks who, the people that sacrifice. This is the reason why I vote. Our ancestors who could not vote, who weren't allowed to vote. And when I think about me being born in 1962, my mother could not vote. That's something to think about. I was born in 1962. The Voters Act was made out in 1964. The Civil Rights Act was in 1965, or maybe flip-flop them. And this is why this is so important, why we should vote, not only for blacks, but for people of all color, so we can have equal opportunities. So that's why this song is so dear to me. Now, Black history and sports. Let me go right through this here quickly. To the gentleman who asked about other countries in the Caribbean, well, I have it. Here's something for you. I hope you tune in tonight. Hope you tune in tomorrow, because I'm going to read it again tomorrow. On September 1st, 1971, the Pittsburgh Pirates became the first Major League Baseball team to field an all-black Latino starting lineup. Manager Danny Murtaugh initiated this historic lineup against the Philadelphia Phillies, winning 10-7. The lineup consisted of Rennie Stennett, second baseman, Gene Klein, center fielder, the late Roberto Clemente in right field, the late Willie Stargell in left field, Manny Sanguin, Dave Cash, Al Oliver, Jackie Hernandez, and Doc Ellis. Let me tell you a quick story about Doc Ellis. Doc Ellis used to be on drugs when he used to take them out. This is a true fact. When he pitched his no-hitter, he was taking drugs while doing the game. That made him, I don't know what that did to him, but let me not go off track, but this is the first all-black Latino lineup that ever been made. Now, just remember, this is 1971. This is exactly 24 years. And was it 24 years since the color barrier was broken? 1947, the color barrier was broken in 1947. This happened in 1971. Go on social media, and people say, "Oh, what's the big deal? Can't we just say that, this on this day, do we have to be black?" No, it is important. It is important because baseball was segregated for a long time. So that's the history that I wanted to bring out. It was mixed with blacks, Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, African Americans, and Venezuelan. It impacted the 1971 Pirates, featuring the diverse roster, went on to win the World Series that same year. They won the World Series that same year. Although some players were not initially aware of the milestone, Al Oliver noted Dave, you know we got all brothers out there on the field during the game. This is his quote. So, congratulations, 1947. Um, um, Larry Doby is the first American League player to play in the American League. Maybe a month or so after Jackie Robinson in 1962. Buck O'Neil is the first coach in Major League Baseball for the Chicago Cubs. Buck O'Neil is a Hall of Famer from the old Negro League. 1975. I remember this game. I watched this game. Frank Robinson, the first manager in Major League Baseball, he actually hit a home run too. He was a player manager. 1992, Clarence Gaskin of the Toronto Maple Leaf Blue Jays, wins. He's the first black manager to win a World Series championship, and that's the history, black moment in history in sports and in civil rights.
And you're going to all month long as this month lasts, each week, you're going to bring us some more Black history, as you call it, the Black history moment. So we'll be looking forward to that. I want to go back in time, ladies and gentlemen, because back in time on this day in history in 1906, George M. Cohan's musical George Washington premieres in New York City. On this day in history in 1921, Winston Churchill becomes British Minister of Colonies. On this day in history, 1947, French fashion designer Christian Dior presents his first influential collection named the New Look. On this day in history, in 1955, the Maguire sisters Sincerely, their single goes to #1 and stays #1 for 10 weeks. On this day in history, 1955, President Eisenhower sends first U.S. advisor to South Vietnam. On this day in history in 1959, the Lincoln Memorial design on the U.S. penny goes to the circulation, and it replaces the sheaves of wheat design. On this day in history, 1962, bus boycott starts in Macon, Georgia. On this day in history, in 1964, the Beatles' first New York City concerts, 2 shows at Carnegie Hall. Back in 1965, KHFI, now it's KBVO, it's TV channel 42 in Austin, Texas. NBC station begins broadcasting. In 1967, promotional films, music videos for the Beatles, forthcoming single Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields debuted on the Ed Sullivan Show. In 1990, Rock for the Rainforest benefit concert held in Beverly Hills, California. Performances included Sting, Bruce Springsteen, Herbie Hancock, Paul Simon, Don Henley, and Bruce Hornsby. In 1993, comedy film Groundhog's Day. I don't even believe in that. Groundhog's Day opens across the U.S., starring Bill Murray and Andy McDowell. Back in 1999, U.S. President Bill Clinton was acquitted by the Senate in his impeachment trial. In 2023, as you mentioned early, Brian, Rihanna performed halftime at the Super Bowl in her first, it was her first live performance in 6 years. And as you said, it was in Glendale, Arizona. And you also mentioned that Abraham Lincoln was born on this day. He was born on this day in 1809 in Hogganville, Kentucky. He died April 15th, 1865, at the age of 56 years old. He was assassinated, of course. In 1904, TV host Ted Mack from the original Amateur Hour was born in Denver, Colorado. He died 1976. In 1919, actor Forrest Tucker, who played on F Troop, was born in Plainsfield, Indiana, and he died in 1986. In 1926, Charles Van Doren was a teacher, a writer, and a quiz show contestant on 21. Now, a lot of you who are not my age and very young don't remember this. That was the scandal of the quiz show back in those days. Anyway, he was born in New York City and he died in 2019. In 1935, singer Gene McDaniels, who did the recording of 100 Pounds of Clay, was born in Kansas City, Kansas. He died in 2011. In 1939, actor John John D. Hancock was born in, not the old Hancock, this was the actor, and he was born in Kansas City, Missouri. Comedian Arsenio Hall was born on this day in 1956 in Cleveland, Ohio. He's 70 years old today. Actor Josh Brolin was born on this day in 1968 in Santa Monica, California. He's 58 today. Actress Christina Ricci. Christina Ricci was born on this day in 1980 in Santa Monica, California. She's 46. 1948. Comedian Dick Van Dyke weds Margie Willott on the radio show called Bride and Groom in Los Angeles, California. They got divorced in 1984 after a long separation. And in 1952, singer Tony Bennett weds Patricia Beach at St. Patrick's Cathedral here in New York City. They were separated in 1965 and divorced in 1971. Back in 1903, on this day in history, actor Frank McGrath, who played on Wagon Train, was born in Mount City, Missouri, and he died in 1967. On this day in history in 1923, journalist and gossip columnist Liz Smith was born in Fort Worth, Texas. She died in 2017. In 1924, jazz musician Sonny Stitt was born in Boston, Massachusetts. He died in 1982. In 1927, jazz musician Stan Getz was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He died in 1991. In 1937, Tommy Smothers of the Smothers Brothers was born on Governor's Island in New York City, and he died in 2023. In 2017, singer Al Jarreau dies at the age of 76. And finally, in 2025, soul singer Tommy Hunt, who was also a member of the group called the Flamingos before he went on his own. He died at the age of 91 years old. So that's what's happening on this day in history. And those of you who may know something that's happening on this day in history further, let us know. Just type it in there and we'll discuss it. If you'd like to get in touch with me or Brian, you can contact us. I have an email address and a telephone number, and I'll give you that right away. I'll start with the email address, frankallanprod at AOL.com. Frank Allan, Allan is spelled Allan. That's an important detail, being that there's so many different ways of spelling Allan, but my way is Allan. Frank Allan Prod. Prod is Prod. That's short for productions. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. You could use that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. And then, of course, if you have any comments, contact us. Keep all of that information in your electronic devices like your computer, be it laptop, desktop, your telephone, or even your tablet. And just in case one is not available, you have something to fall back on. Okay, so do that right away. And even if you just want to just say hi, we read them all. We listen to them all. Again, that's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. I have a lot of movies, exactly 9 movies. So I'm going to get right through them right away. For your weekend, I go to Turner Classic Movies in the vault. I check out all of the movies. Some are black and white, some are in color. And I just want to add to your list on what to watch this weekend. So let's get started right now. Here's one that goes back to 1950. This is called The Father of the Bride. I'm not talking about the one with Steve Martin. This is the one with Spencer Tracy, Joan Bennett, and Elizabeth Taylor back in 1950. You can see that on Turner Classic Movies Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We have The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman back in 1967, and with Dustin Hoffman, Anne Bancroft, and Catherine Ross. Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 12 a.m. Eastern. If you're not up that late, you could also DVR these movies and watch them later at your own time convenience. High Society from 1956, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, and Grace Kelly. That's the takeoff from a movie in the early days called Philadelphia. I think it was called The Philadelphia Story. Yeah, but this one is called High Society. And you can check it out. Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 2 a.m. Eastern. Again, you're not up that late, DVR it, watch it later. The Hunchback of Notre Dame from 1939, Charles Lawton, along with Maureen O'Hara and Thomas Mitchell. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern. Little Caesar from 1931 with Edward G. Robinson, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., and Glenda Farrell. That's Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 7 a.m. Eastern. Stranger on a Train from 1951, Ruth Roman, Robert Walker, and Leo G. Carroll, Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bonnie and Clyde from 1967, Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway, and Michael J. Pollitt, Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And let's see, White Heat. This is one of your favorites, Brian, from 1949. James Cagney, Virginia Mayo, and Edmund O'Brien. A copper.
Classic. Classic.
I was gonna split 50-50 with a copper. Anyway, you're gonna see that. Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I know you're gonna have your popcorn and peanuts and Cracker Jacks and you want to watch it. And In Cold Blood from 1967 with Robert Blake. That's and Scott Wilson along with John Forsythe. Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Well, and that's it. Now, there's a lot of movies. I don't want to have to repeat them all. So if you want to watch the show, watch the rerun of the show, and you can get that information. But I will say, go to Turner Classic Movies and check out other movies that may be available to you. And of course, if you have cable, of course, you want to go and check out all of the free movies and the pay-per-view movies and all of the kiddie movies and all of those other things that you like.
That's a lot of good movies coming on this weekend.
Those
are classics.
Yeah, they are classics. I tell you, I promise you all the classics right there. And it's right there on coming to you live from us from Talkback Live. There you go.
Yeah.
So
I just saw something on breaking news that is over 4,000 people were arrested in Minnesota during their time there. And the czar says that when we leave Minnesota, it'll be a safer place. The nerve of him saying that.
Well, listen, let me tell you something. Minnesota, by the way, you heard that earlier report. You already just said it. That they're almost, well, they're gonna have to see it to believe it, but they're moving ICE out of there. It's almost over for them. All right. And with that, a lot of people were influenced by that, a lot of other cities. Now, you can go around the world, around the country, and see a lot of cities out there protesting in the cold, because they don't like this. ICE. And it took those two people to die before they straightened this thing out in Minnesota. And I'm talking about Alex Preddy, and Nicole, what's her last name? Nicole Good.
Good, yeah.
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 And
it's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah. How many more people are going to have to die before this is all over? And to them in Washington, D.C., well, it's just one of those things. That's the attitude. They shouldn't have been around. They were terrorists, so they deserve to die, And just like when that agent killed the good girl, Good, I think her name, Nicole Good. Nicole is a middle name. The first name is can't remember offhand. I don't have my script with me. But after he shot, he called her a bitch, and she's dead. She's dead.
Yeah.
So
we're living in some troubled times. We're living in some troubled times. I mean, just saw on the screen because I got the CNN screen on too. I got it on mute, but while you was doing the movies and I was taking a glance up there on the screen, and it's just so sad that the staffer who put the Barack Obama and Michelle Obama ape picture has not been disciplined and will not be disciplined. This is coming from the president's mouth. So what does that tell you? I just have to say one thing. For all you supporters of this man, now officially he is a racist. We've been knowing that for a long time. But this is blatantly, after this video that he made, The question is, you still support this president who is a known racist? What are you going to do about it? What does it say about you? Are you still going to support him? Are you still going to vote for him? Because if you do, then this is why we are in what we are in this country for people like your supporters. He could do anything you want and you will still vote for him. That says a lot.
Hmm, certainly does. Okay. Hey, I want to send out more support to uh the Nancy. Well, let me see if I can get her last name. I don't know why I forget the last name so quick. The one that was kidnapped, Nancy Guthrie. Nancy
Guthrie.
Guthrie. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the mother of Savannah Guthrie, who's the co-host of the Today Show. She hasn't been on there for obvious reasons for a while, but they're still looking for a mother. They came up with these videos. You've probably seen it. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. We want this lady back home with her loved ones. And as days goes on, I'm just hoping every day. I'm hoping even tomorrow something will break through. But they came up with these videos. They already questioned one guy. They held him. They detained him, but they let him go. So just keep our fingers crossed for that. Now, before we go, I mentioned earlier in the show we were going to talk about that. Did you see it yesterday?
I've been watching it all day from yesterday until now. She's getting bombarded by the Democrats, and one California representative said that she should be held accountable for lying because she said one thing and it proved that she was caught in a dispute of lying.
Well, you know, when she's a lady that when she's painted in a corner, the only thing that she can do is insult people. Now they ask questions, and there weren't, and all of these questions that they ask her were not they weren't trick questions. They were basic questions a 5-year-old can answer, but she refused to answer them. And then, so since she doesn't answer them, she's going to insult people, and she's going to go off into another different topic, and then she loses everyone. And you know, and then when they grill her, and then they get another Republican who will ask her the softball questions, obviously. And if you notice, each time one of the Republicans came on, may I have 20 seconds of your time so I could explain this? You know, I'm through. I'm totally through. She had made. I thought I've seen it all, but she really embarrassed the country.
She has.
She
And
really
you know,
embarrassed the country.
and you know who doesn't have any balls? I tell you, the House Speaker, that Mike Johnson. He has no balls at all. My goodness. Are you kidding me? You cannot answer a question. You're trying to justify everything that your president is doing. Man, I wish he had some balls to say he was wrong, he should apologize or say something. But to sit there in front of American people, in front of the American people, and justify to his wrongdoing, what
Mike
has this
Johnson is
country?
he's nothing but a church mouse. He's a church mouse. You know, you never really see him anymore, you know. And you know, you notice all of these people that support this guy, they talk like him. And when I say talk like him, I don't mean like the way he talks, but the vocabulary, the words that come out of his mouth. Um, they say the same thing that he says
Yeah,
because there's nothing up here that they say, well, you know something, I'm a man, I'm a woman of my own. I can think my own thoughts, I can say my own words. I don't need anybody to support me on that. But this guy, uh, your friend, is a puppet master. So he controls the strings.
yep,
He got all the strings and he's controlling and he's looking down there and he says, as long as you do my will or do my bidding, I'll make you rich. I'll do everything for you,
yeah.
you know.
It's
But
sad.
everybody came to listen. Those Republicans who are billionaires, they came out good. They came out smelling like roses because they got their money, they got everything that they want. It's the poor people who supported them that went to bat for him at the polls. thought they were going to get that high-tech paying job or live in that mansion in somewhere in the burbs, and they're still with nothing because he promised them, lower prices in your groceries, which we never got,
Never
and
got.
it's high, and he's always saying, it's crazy. I wish I could talk more about this, but we got to go. What are your plans for tomorrow?
Tomorrow I could be with you from 10 to 10:30. Schedule reason why.
Okay,
That's okay with you and everything.
fine.
I'll, once I get off, I'll still tune in, but I won't be able to be part of the show, but I'll be there watching as well too.
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing you then, and you have yourself a good rest of the evening. And
Yes,
for the rest of
everybody
you,
enjoy.
and for the rest of you, ladies and gentlemen, join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the coffee hour. Brian, as he said, he's going to be here, and we look forward to seeing you there with coffee in hand. And then come back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live. With Brian Camp with Sports, my co-host Brian Camp. All of us will be here. We look forward to seeing you then. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with Frank Allan and Brian Camp. The producers are Al Dale and Katina Camp. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.